wherever it is you're tuning in. Welcome to Ticket Price Top 10 Edition. With you as always, the host and voice of the show. I am Jake. With me as always, sitting across the way, co-host extraordinaire and the only man. I don't have an only man for this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm the only man who has insisted on another recording despite my wife having a bit of a time crunch and I really need to get home. So when you're listening to this, sorry honey, we're trying to go quick. The only man who doesn't have to worry about these marital timelines, Tevis.
Hell yes.
Tevis at Master Control.
Hell yes.
It only cost him 75% of everything he has.
Fucking worth it.
But you know what? You've got your time, brother.
Worth every penny.
All right. Top 10. We are listing out our favorite movies from episodes 51 to 60. I love these top 10s. I always have such a good time. Now, a reminder for everyone, you can always go back, check all the episodes, but if you don't remember right off the top of your head, episode 51, True Romance, 52, Predator, 53, Lethal Weapon 2, 54, It, 55, Silence of the Lambs, 56, Fellowship of the Ring, 57, Two Towers, 58, Return of the King, 59, Animated, I know, Anna, I'm coming, I'm sorry, 59, Animated Lord of the Rings, and 60, Happy Death Day. Let's dive in before I get beaten by my wife.
Number 10.
Number 10, worst movie out of all of these. It's the animated Lord of the Rings. Eh?
Yeah, no, not for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What? Animated Lord of the Rings is terrible.
Terrible.
Horrible.
I picked Lethal Weapon 2.
No, you didn't.
No,
you
I'm
were
just
trying
kidding.
to piss me off. We don't have time for your shenanigans. Anna's going to beat you too.
I'm sorry, it's animated Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it is. All right. God, that movie was bad. It was
Terrible animation.
this.
When they decide to do not animation,
That's terrible
that
too.
was terrible. The characters are shit.
Sam's
Samwise
face.
looks like he got punched multiple times by everyone in the Fellowship.
Viking Boromir, Native American Aragon,
Skip it.
racially problematic orcs.
I was gonna say something about that, but the Balrog.
I was waiting for him to be like, "Rawr." It wouldn't be sexual.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it would.
Get out of my mind.
I've got a sword.
Me and my paper mache wings.
I think we're being hurtful.
I think so too.
All right, number 9.
Number 9.
For me, this was a movie that I just didn't like. I hated all the characters. I thought it was pointless, and this movie was so bad, it makes me dislike other movies within the same genre, and that's True Romance.
You bastard.
Quentin Tarantino, I'm sorry, man. I don't think you do it for me anymore because I'm not 14.
Okay, well, number 9 for me was the Groundhog Day ripoff, Happy Death Day.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't like any of the characters at all. The reason why the killer wanted to kill her was kind of dumb. The character was dumb. The killer was dumb. He looked dumb.
She looked dumb.
She looked dumb.
Oh, are you talking about like Baby Mask?
Baby Mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was not scary. I mean, the movie wasn't scary. It was somewhat funny. There was a few funny moments, but nah, no thanks.
Yeah. Number 8.
Number 8.
Comedy horror is a difficult genre that on the surface shouldn't exist. So trying to do it right is extra difficult. This movie didn't do it right. But it was still better than True Romance, and I'm talking about Happy Death Day. Other than a character I felt nothing for, and a killer that looked stupid, and a story that was, to say predictable doesn't throw enough shade, if I'm honest. But we'll go with predictable. but I still liked it more than True Romance.
I feel like that's a dig at me.
No, it's definitely a dig at True Romance, though, and Christian Slater.
Okay, number 8 for me. This one kind of hurt, honestly.
Yeah,
Now, so from here on up, I enjoy these movies,
sure.
but this one used to be my favorite. And then we watched it for the show. We broke it down and realized it's kind of boring with one epic moment. I'm talking about the Two Towers.
Wow. Number 8.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I enjoy this movie, but I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
I get that. All right. Number 7.
Number 7.
I used to enjoy this movie. Then somewhere along the way before this show, I stopped enjoying this movie, but I kept telling myself I did. And now we did it for the show, and I can admit it to myself. I don't enjoy this movie. And I am talking about The Two Towers.
Oh, okay. That's not where I thought you were going.
The look on your face, where did you think I was going?
I'll tell you when we get there.
All right, no, I'm not gonna lie. The Lord of the Rings, the only thing it does for me is either bore me or make me mad at how just meh it is. I don't know. I don't think I'm a Lord of the Rings guy anymore.
Okay, that's fair. My number 7 is I'm not even gonna try to pretend it's Fellowship. You know, I still enjoyed it, but thinking back on watching it again, no, there's a lot of again boring parts with excitement dashed in here and there, but it's too fucking long for what we get. So no, number 7.
It's funny you bring that up. Number 6, Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh my god.
They have slowly trudged their way to the number 6 spot because slowly trudging is all this movie does, both in character actions and pacing.
Okay. Number 6. This is one that was my least favorite,
Ah,
but became my favorite of the trilogy. But again, it's too goddamn long.
too many endings.
There's things that don't make sense. Like, why not just keep the Ghost Army for one more battle? Um, the endings honestly doesn't they didn't bother me at all. This second one or this last watch through that we did.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's Return of the King.
Number 5. This is the Lord of the Rings movie that I most enjoyed, but that's not to say I liked it. And I too am talking about Return of the King.
It's gonna be a 10-minute episode.
It's a bonus episode. It's fine. God, I don't know. The more I think about it, I'm like, I still think this is the best actual movie of the 3. And it's the one I did enjoy the most. But man, I don't like this movie. I don't like any of these movies. Like, I don't like Lord of the Rings anymore, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around as to why. I don't know what changed. These movies haven't changed.
No.
What about me has changed where I'm like, I have no desire to even attempt to sit through this garbage anymore.
You've gotten older. You have more shit to do. You ain't got time for that shit. You ain't got time to sit through a 3.5 hour movie.
Yeah, but right now, like when I watch movies in the evening, I do have time. I have no desire. And then when I hear people like they go over to a buddy's house to do a marathon of the extended cuts, and I'm
Ugh.
going, how?
No.
How do you have the patience? How do you have the desire? How do you have the willpower to sit through this crap? I don't get it. I don't get it anymore.
I have no desire to watch any of the extended ones. No,
So,
thank you.
number 5, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Hey, it broke the top 5.
It did break top 5.
Okay, number 5 for me. It has a great cast. Great acting. Fantastic moments. A great love story.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And no, you're wrong on every metric.
Gary Oldman is phenomenal.
That is true. You know what? I concede this one point.
Dennis Hopper is phenomenal
Nope.
when he gets to be on screen with Christopher Walken
Despite their top billing.
and they do their back and forth. It's a great moment. Great moment.
It's not. You're just trying to think of things to say to make me mad.
Yes. The character of Lee Donowitz. I love this character.
Okay, Lee Donowitz is funny. I treated you like a fucking son.
You stab me in the heart.
You
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
You stabbed me in the heart.
I love it. My number 5 is True Romance.
Too high.
I still love
Way
this movie.
too high. That
I
should
don't
be nowhere.
even care.
That should be nowhere near the top 5.
He thought it was White Boy Day. It ain't White Boy Day.
It ain't White Boy Day. All right. Wrong. All right, Pippin. All right. Number 4. I can now say from this point on are all movies I enjoy.
Okay.
You started what, about 7? 8?
No, 5. Oh no, I did start at 8 that I enjoyed. From 5 on, I will rewatch.
On 4 up, I will rewatch and I actually enjoyed them. 5 down? Nope. All right, number 4. I think this is a great horror movie. It stands up better without the sequel, though I do enjoy the sequel more than you do. But man, the realization of actually seeing everyone's favorite killer clown brought to life in this manner never ceases to give me the chills. Obviously, I'm talking about It Chapter 1. Great movie, great cast, great tension building, great jump scares. I love this movie. It Chapter 1, it's in my collection. I revisit it yearly. But to be fair, when I watch one, usually within the next day or two, I watch the sequel too.
Do you have the sequel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got them both. Well, they're not physical media, but I do have them.
Oh, that's right. So you don't really own them. So, okay.
You don't really own them.
Not really.
Not really. Yeah, Waterworld, fuck. But no, number 4, It. Hell yeah.
Okay. Number 4 for me. I legitimately love this movie. It's a great movie. Great sequel. I own it. Physical copy.
Too low. Just a little.
Great chemistry between the two main actors. A great villain. Way better than the villain from the first movie. There are a few moments that are a little hokey, but I'm able to look past them. Joe Pesci is fantastic.
Okay.
I am obviously talking about Lethal Weapon 2.
They fuck you in the top 10s. They fuck you in the top 10s. Everyone knows you should just listen to the regular episode, but they throw in the top 10s because you're like, I don't have time to listen to the whole episode. I'll just get the cliff notes from the top 10, and they fuck you in the top 10. And who gets fucked in the top 10? Lethal Weapon 2 gets fucked in the top 10. Too low. Just a little.
I mean, it does have some stiff competition.
4 up. I think we have the same 4 up.
No.
Yes?
Oh, no, not in the same order.
No, but we have the same 4 movies.
yeah,
from
absolutely.
4 up are the same 4 movies.
Yeah. I'm almost betting we have the exact same 1 and 2.
You know what? If Lethal Weapon, yeah, you know what? Probably so. Number 3. I am shocked at how low this is, given who is in it. But if this placement does not prove my integrity, if this placement does not prove the sacrifices that I make to give honest opinions and critiques so that you out there can know the truth about movies, I don't know what does. My man Mel Gibson and his masterpiece, Lethal Weapon 2, is in the number 3 spot. And it pains me to say it. I'm pained in my heart and my soul and my penis a little. I'll have to buff that out later as I watch Lethal Weapon 2. But it's just the facts. I enjoy Lethal Weapon 2 a lot. But there are 2 movies on this list that, without question, are better.
I have to commend you for your integrity. Because if there was a Patrick Swayze movie on this list,
Him dog humping his way to this number
hell
1 slot.
yeah.
Ghost.
I love Patrick Swayze. I was working today and I heard in one of the stores that I had to go to the song that he sang over the intercom. Do you know what that song is?
No.
She's Like the Wind.
In what movie?
I think it was Dirty Dancing.
I've never seen Dirty Dancing.
I've never seen Dirty Dancing either.
Wait, there's a Swayze movie you haven't seen?
I know.
With Nose Girl?
Yeah, no, I have not seen that.
Ferris Bueller's sister, isn't it?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But I heard that song and I was like, oh shit, I totally forgot that he sang that song. And I put it on my Spotify. So now I listen to it on the way to work every morning.
That one tear.
Yeah. So yes, that is going to be playing on repeat in my car all the time. So my integrity be damned. I commend you, sir.
Thank you.
My number 3. I wanted this to be higher. But man, it had some competition.
For me, obviously, it was 4 up, but I would even argue 5 up. This was a tough list.
Yes. The Clown couldn't do it.
The Clown is down.
The Clown is down. Number 3, It. The scares are great. The design of Pennywise is great. The kids are great. The parents are terrible, but they're great at being terrible. The ending is really good. It doesn't get all bogged down in the whole explain everything and where Pennywise is from like the second one does. And it's a great film. Great film. I like you. I've watched this multiple times, and I will continue to watch it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I do own a physical copy of this as well. Don't judge me.
True ownership. Number 2.
Number 2.
Tevis. You son of a bitch.
The CIA got you pushing too many pencils.
It's Predator.
It's Predator.
I love this movie.
Yes.
It's everything you want. It's over the top cheesy 80s muscle bound action. It's scary, it's tense. The Predator is cool as hell. Dutch is a fantastic hero.
Got some great lines. Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick.
Blaine, you're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Oh yeah, you got time to duck?
Hell yes. Such a good movie.
The greatest handshake in the history of human existence.
The greatest handshake that's ever shook a hand.
My testosterone increases easily 12% just watching those muscle-bound behemoths clasp hands.
And when they step out of the helicopter, just all of them one by one, it's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Calm down. Mel Gibson's not on screen.
Predator.
It's Predator. God, it's so good. I love Predator so much. Which means number one is another unanimously agreed on pick. And if I'm honest, this was the very first movie I slotted into its position without hesitation because I knew in my heart and in my mind and in anything else you can judge, my penis, there was nothing even close.
I did the same thing.
From a movie perspective, it's directing, it's pacing, it's writing, it's acting, the cinematography, the way it just pulls you along. Whether you're willing to go with the movie or not, once you start watching, you are hooked and you're just on a roller coaster that you can't control. You're mesmerized as you just sit there and you have to just deal with the twists and the turns and the ups and the downs. Go ahead, sir.
When when I typed out the list of the movies that we were doing for this list, there was no doubt in my mind which one was going to be number one. If you would have asked me this, let's say 10 years ago, it wouldn't have cracked the top 10, honestly.
On a list of
On a
top 10?
list of top 10. Because like I said, I remember watching it. I remember kind of enjoying it, but I was too young to appreciate what it was. And the mastery of everything that it is. This is damn near a perfect movie.
It really is. And this is a movie you did not own, but as soon as you watched it, you rented it, watched it, you immediately bought it, did you not?
I did.
And what movie is that?
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. I'm gonna go home and watch Silence of the Lambs later.
Not only did I buy the movie, but I also bought the movie poster.
Yeah, but you did that to be mean.
I did that to be mean, but if I didn't like the movie, I wouldn't have bought it.
To be fair, so we got to figure out how to post pictures or give some kind of visual representation of your collection because you are an ultimate movie buff. You live in a bachelor's pad where you're free to decorate, and you have fully embraced that between the multiple walls of Funko Pops to the uh little figurines to the accessories and the posters, your entire stairwell that leads into the studio. Your stairs don't have a handrail. Cause safety be damned, that handrail was in the way of poster hanging.
I'm not old enough for a handrail yet.
Well, yeah, but by the time you're old enough for a handrail, we'll have to install one of those chairs.
Exactly. That's the point I'm waiting for.
Like your collection and your memorabilia and stuff is really cool.
Thank you.
We've got to figure out. But so the fact that Silence didn't have a poster, well, I shouldn't say it's surprising because you didn't own it. But to me, the fact that you didn't own it, the movie or the poster, was surprising. To which it was immediately rectified after.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I mean, honestly, when we did it for the show, when we pulled it out of the hat for the show, I was like, okay, I guess I'll watch it. I mean, I wasn't excited for it at all. And my God, after it was over, I got on Amazon and ordered the 4K. Like, send that shit to me.
So let me ask you, I'm not asking you which one is your favorite or which one is better than the other. I'm just asking you which was a bigger shock. Your after watching it, the realization of how much you enjoyed Last Samurai, or the realization of how much you enjoy Silence of the Lambs from what you previously thought of the movie?
Oh man, honestly, probably Last Samurai.
Really? Even though you
Just
owned it already?
yeah, because I'd only watched it one time, and I was like, okay, that was fine, and I kind of disregarded it.
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs, I had watched multiple times when I was younger,
Oh, I didn't realize.
but I only liked it really for the court scene, the
Yeah.
courtroom scene where or the courthouse scene, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
That whole tense moment. I didn't appreciate everything before that and everything after that until I got older. And when we watched it for the show, I was like, Jesus Christ, this movie, from the opening music, just hit me hard.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fucking fantastic.
It cooks too,
Yeah.
man.
It does.
That pacing is spitfire.
Yes. But no, Last Samurai, it hit me in a way that I didn't expect, me getting attached to Ken Watanabe's character and Hiroki Sanada's character and all of the samurai, fucking Bob. But as far as just a unnerving experience, I can't look at it, but I can't look away from it.
Yeah.
That was Silence of the Lambs for me. And even just like the small, we talked about it in the episode with the garage scene, how when she's trying to get into that storage unit, just that scene I thought was a throwaway scene. But the more I looked into it and read about it and we talked about it, that's not a throwaway scene at all. It's a character developing scene, and it is very important to the character of Clarice. And it made me love the movie that much more. If you have not seen Silence of the Lambs, go watch Silence of the Lambs. It's fantastic.
Yes, it is.
I think you can rent it on Amazon for like $3.99. It's not like $19.99 like Longlegs is for some damn reason.
Age.
Still, like, why? I want to rent a movie for $3, not $20. I'm not at the theater.
You can support two poor podcasters for just the price of a cup of coffee. We will take the coffee too, though. On Patreon, Ticket Price Podcast. $3 a month. Help a couple of chuckleheads out.
So did your opinion of Silence of the Lambs change at all from when you first watched it to this time?
Yes. Because like you, when I first watched it, I was too young to really appreciate what it was. Then I watched it when I was older, and I thought it was cool, and I really liked it. But I wasn't appreciating it. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then we watched it for the show. And then you're looking at it critically. And honestly, so it's one of those, some movies you look at critically, Young Guns, The Shining, and it just falls apart, and you have to admit it. And then some movies you look at it critically, and it holds up. And Silence of the Lambs is one of those unique few that you watch it critically, and it's better. And there's not many I can say that about.
I agree.
So watching it for the movie or watching it for the show and then talking about it made me love this movie, truly love this movie, and actually understand and appreciate all of its depth and its nuance. And to use a word you used, its mastery. It's also good. Yeah.
We've done one other show or one other movie for the show that I would consider to be nearly perfect. And that's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. I think we've done, I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with Into the Spider-Verse. I'm disagreeing with only those two.
That's the only two I can think of that I know for certain. I did say it during the show that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was nearly perfect.
Yeah.
I don't recall if I said that about Silence of the Lambs,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm saying it now.
You're covering your bases.
I'm covering my bases. It is a nearly perfect movie.
All right. Any closing thoughts? Are we there?
I think we're there.
All right. We will wrap it up before my wife comes over here and beats us both. Sorry, honey, I'm on my way. Thank you all so much for listening. I'm Jake, that's Tevis. This has been Ticket Price Top 10, episodes 51 through 60. Be sure to follow the show and turn on notifications because we've got our regular episodes coming out on Tuesday, and we have at least 2 more top 10s to do from this list alone, plus all of our own other bonus content, which may or may not include a certain lost episode. So stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for listening, and as always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and good Good night.